Could have just kept that one quiet.
Yeah.
Put that one in the pocket.
Well, enough about those guys, the losers of LA.
There we go.
Let's go into the real matchups. Let's go ahead and start at the East. Cleveland, Brooklyn, in that 7-8. Interesting. The winner of that going on to play currently Boston, right? I didn't actually have my
Yeah.
Number 2.
number 2.
They play, Which,
So
but I mean, they're all tied. Celtics,
Yeah, those
Bucks, and Sixers. So we'll see.
That'll still most likely change, but currently it would be Boston. But it's most likely not going to be the Heat in the 2 or 3 or in the 2 seed. So
No.
I think this is the most or one of the. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Brooklyn's just going to run away with this, Joey?
Do they run away with it? Could they run away with it? Yes. Will they run away with it?
That's probably the way to put it.
I don't know. Like, should they have run away with a lot of these games they've been playing recently? Probably. I mean, they lost when Durant scored 55 points.
Yeah, Atlanta. So
yeah,
Chris, an efficient 55 too. Like he was 60% shooting. I'm pretty sure. It's crazy.
What'd you mention? They were down like 15 to the Knicks tonight. Like, they just seem to have this like complex where like they just sometimes find the way to not put it together. And I know they've kind of always talked about like it, we just gotta get to the playoffs. But like there was a moment where they were kind of fighting to get to the playoffs, and they didn't seem to really show any like improvement or sense of urgency, or just kind of like, hey, we're just gonna step on these guys' throats and just kind of make it happen. So it's weird, but I kind of feel like Cleveland has a chance.
Okay, I
don't count them out completely.
I wouldn't count them out either. I mean, Cleveland's also kind of limping into the playoffs here and kind of struggling a bit down the stretch. Chris, do you think Cleveland still has a chance? I don't know if they've got Jared Allen back yet or anything. Or
yeah, what do we got here? We got they are 2-7 in the last 9. It's tough. They just lost the last game. Lost to Orlando, which honestly I wasn't that surprised by because Orlando's been sneaky all right.
Feisty.
They've been a feisty bunch. They're still without Jared Allen. I'm not sure if he's coming back or when.
Yeah,
Mobley's out now too, which kind of hurts his rookie of the year chance a little bit. I still feel like he should get it, but we'll see. So you got what? You got Love. You got who's been getting a lot of minutes? Moses Brown, 7'2" man who's fine, but like I don't know. They just can't. This is what I love about Cleveland. They can't stop it with the big men. They just always have to throw out some big men on that team. Man. But no, I do not believe in Cleveland at all anymore. I'm very satisfied with how their season went, and I feel vindicated on my early season prediction. But Brooklyn should rout them. Now, that's the only team I think that Brooklyn can rout. Like if they play Atlanta or Charlotte, Atlanta already beat them. They just beat them, right? Trey put that team away.
Trey beat them, yeah.
And Charlotte can beat any, but Charlotte's this feisty team that like they're a firecracker offense, and if you catch them on the wrong night, they're gonna smoke you with 140 points. So,
and with Brooklyn,
I'd be nervous if I was Brooklyn if I played anybody except Cleveland.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think they have to, if they stay in that 7-8 game, they have to beat Cleveland. Otherwise, they're facing a 1-game elimination against a really tough team.
It looks like yesterday Woj said Mobley should be back Friday against Brooklyn. So we can actually see that matchup on Friday. Okay. And Jared Allen is expected back before the playoffs. So that would mean this weekend.
Sometime in the next 4 days.
So either way, they're back for the playing game one way or another, it sounds like.
And then going to that 9-10 game, what team do you think is getting out of there? Atlanta, Charlotte? Joey, we'll start with you on this one again. What do you think, man? Is Atlanta kind of the favorite there?
I think they're the favorite, but I'm going to take Charlotte. I just feel like they're going to have their moment. I feel like the Hawks have had just kind of this really rocky up and down season. They started real bad. They kind of got hot there for a little bit and thought they were making a little bit of a move, and they just kind of fell back to earth. I think this is the Melo's kind of little coming out party. Maybe he has a moment here. Kind of replaces Trey, but like takes that mantle from Trey on the national stage of like I'm the young flashy point guard in the Eastern Conference right now. So I think Charlotte will get it. I like Chris's point. They're kind of feisty. They're firecrackers. They're always around. I could just see them scoring a lot on Atlanta's defense, and Atlanta not having enough on this specific night to get past it.
Yeah, especially in a 1-game scenario. Chris, who do you like in there?
This game can go either way. It's kind of like how the Wizards just freaking beat the Timberwolves the other night because neither of those teams play defense. But I'll take Atlanta. John Collins, he's been out for about a month. He should be back by the end of the season. And if he's in that offense, he gives them some size that Charlotte does not have. And I think Atlanta would take that game. But it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. Actually, whoever wins that game would beat Cleveland. Assuming that they have
let's say Cleveland. Yeah,
but then they play Miami, and
then so
maybe Atlanta Miami would be interesting. Maybe
that would be interesting.
That could be okay. Yeah.
That so could be a 6-game series.
I guess that'll be the last point on the Eastern Conference, and then we'll move to the West here. Which of those 4 teams kind of scares you the most, Chris? I mean, is it Atlanta or Brooklyn?
It's Brooklyn. Yeah, man.
Okay.
If it's Brooklyn against Boston, I feel like Brooklyn would be favored in that series.
Wow.
Even though Boston's the better team.
I weirdly feel Brooklyn would get favored in most series unless it's like Milwaukee or Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, right?
I think
they'd be favored over Philly too. I think they'd probably still be favored. Durant's going to carry that badge. As long as you have Durant, you're kind of okay. Like
you're in the mix.
I don't think you're going to bet against it necessarily.
I still think Boston can beat Brooklyn.
I would too. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not afraid of Brooklyn like I was all season. They're gonna beat the Knicks. They're coming back in this game, but the fact that they're even down 15 is kind of weird, or 20 really.
And I think Robert Williams isn't going to come back till at least the second round.
Yeah,
for
that's true.
Boston. So getting a Brooklyn team, might be right time, right place kind of deal for Boston. Where maybe if they're fully healthy, Boston could beat them, but that would be interesting. All right, moving over to the West. That number 1 game here, 7-8, is going to be Minnesota versus the Clippers.
All right.
Chris, what do you think, Egan?
So did you guys see the video of Kawhi
walking
saying hi to reporters?
Walking.
That's what I heard.
Walking at practice, told him to turn off the cameras. Is he coming back? What's going on here?
If he comes back,
he comes back. They're going to beat the Suns in the first round or Memphis. Honestly, like Kawhi, even though he hasn't played all season, it's Kawhi and Paul George. Like those guys.
And I mean, the rest of that team's been.
I didn't look up the stat of how many games they've played together and what their record is. Like how we know Brooklyn so well. But if Kawhi doesn't come back, Minnesota should. I was so confident with Minnesota before that game yesterday against the Wizards. Despite even though they lost to Orlando, I was like, you know what, it's fine. But they lost to the Wizards. Kristaps is now 7-3 against Karl-Anthony Towns in his career, which is a weird stat, and you would never think that's the case. But I'm still pending. Kawhi shouldn't be back. Just give me Minnesota and have them play against Memphis. Yeah.
Joey, what do you think, man?
I'm with Chris. I think the Timberwolves would take this one. This has got to be their year to finally get something right. And I think it's going to stack up perfectly. I don't think Kawhi's going to be back. I don't like do the Clippers really think this is their year? Like that this is going to be it? I feel like, would you bring him back for this year? Like let him sit it out and try again next year.
That's true.
The road they would have to take to win, it just doesn't suit them right to be like, hey, you haven't played all season. Let's just toss you into the fire here. So I think Minnesota gets it. I think Chris gets 2 playoff basketball teams, and he's double thumbs up and just very happy.
I kind of think the Clippers are going to take this, but we'll see. Even without Kawhi coming back, I think they're a tough team, and with Paul George might be just enough. Without Paul George, I would have been on the side of Minnesota, but
I just think like Towns is going to destroy whoever they throw it in, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. But
they don't
Zubac, Hartenstein, and Morris. If they wanted, I don't.
Markieff.
I Towns should have his way with that team.
The Clippers are always just kind of a tough out, man. Last year they beat the Jazz without Kawhi, so.
Oh, so I got a thing. You guys ever realize Markieff Morris Sr. is senior. Never mind. We can move on.
All right. I was like, I don't know
edit that one out
here.
Cut that.
Cut that. All right. To the 9-10 matchup. What maybe the least sexy of all the matchups?
So the least exciting matchup, right?
Least exciting. New Orleans
Depends
versus
on who you
Spurs.
talk to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
this is the
love
one
this.
I don't care about.
These are the two most college teams
Here
that
we
we
go.
have in the NBA.
Yes,
That's what you're looking for in the NBA game.
Yes.
then yeah, that's,
I want in
This-
terms of
yeah.
player cohesion. There's no wait. Name the Tice. You need to say the matchup, right?
Oh, New Orleans versus Spurs. I thought.
Yeah.
I said, but
So we got Pellies and Spurs.
Pelly's the Spurs.
The Pellies are pretty hot right now with CJ McCollum at the helm. Ever since that trade, I don't know what their record is, but they are very, very good. They were 13th, I'm pretty sure, prior to that trade, and they moved all the way up to 9th. And the Spurs, DeJounte Murray, fantastic basketball player, should be the most improved, but whatever.
Yeah.
Pop, he's now the all-time record setter in wins. I like this matchup. I think the Pelicans can win this game. Brandon Ingram's got some swag. He's been trying to, he went at LeBron. Oh, he kind of went at LeBron. I don't know. It's kind of a whatever. Jonas Valanciunas, he knows how to shoot.
Okay. I think you're summing up this game perfectly.
Sub-center analysis at its best.
This is the
He
podcast
knows how to
best.
shoot. He's a great basketball player.
You know what? Devontae Graham hasn't been that bad, but I still think that was a poor sighting overall for the Pelicans. I would still take the Pelicans over the Spurs, but again, this barely means anything. I think the Clippers would beat both of these teams or the Timberwolves. So
yeah, agreed. Joey, what do you think, man?
Yeah,
These teams.
I think we're like a year away from this matchup being really good.
That's a good
nice. I like that. Yeah.
Next year with the Pelicans, McCollum's there for a full year. Ingram hopefully stays healthy a full
Big
year.
Z.
Maybe Zion's back. That team is fun as hell, right? They might be like this year's Grizzlies type of team.
Yes.
The Spurs, DeJounte making, another leap.
Keldon Johnson,
Devin
Vessel, Lonnie Walker the fourth,
right? Like they've got some guys. So, yeah,
you're too
I
early
agree.
on this matchup, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think the Pelicans win it. I agree with Chris. Whoever they play after that wins that game easily. So it's Clippers most likely, in my opinion. But that will not be.
The Clippers are just filled
locked
with
in.
veterans, and veterans I feel like matter more in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yes.
In these especially crunch time kind of games.
that's kind of my feeling on
Pure
that.
facts, spitting facts.
Pure
Today, Chris.
facts.
Facts.
He redeemed himself at the end of the segment there.
This guy can shoot, and veterans matter in the
shoots.
playoffs.
He shoots the ball.
And veterans matter.
I love it.
Jonas Valanciunas could not shoot when he was in Toronto, so that's why every time I think about him, I'm like, he can shoot.
He can
That's
shoot
what comes
now.
to mind. This guy can shoot now.
All right, with that, I think that's a good summary for the play, and hopefully by next week though we'll only have like 1 or 2 games in the books, but that'll be